Hello, Stoughton Spillway. I've missed you this summer, glorious river thing. Actually, I haven't. You've never been that good to me. But maybe that will actually change this time, because you're gonna yield me some fish, or I'm gonna whoop your ass. Let's get fishing.
Guys, I got a small fish. Pretty sure it's a small fish. I feel some weight, but it's really small. Oh, it's a pumpkin seed. Awesome. Alright, Mr. Pumpkin Seed. For being my first fish today, you get a prize. What's the prize? You get to be cut bait. I don't like that prize. Sorry, it has been predetermined. Cut bait. Guys, I got a bigger fish on the line. Not exactly sure what type. Doesn't feel all that strong. I think it's going to surface. Oh, it's a drum. It's a fairly decent sized drum. It's not bad, not bad. Bigger than the ones I've been catching at Jefferson. I'm going to put this down and go grab my net so I don't have to bail them back up. And we're going to just see, just going to net this drum. And then I'm going to bring him up and look at him. This is a decent sized drum. A decent sized drum. Been fighting for a while. The hit from the drum was pretty weak. Just going to go down and net ourselves this drum. There we go. Net ourselves this drum. Gotta have to go down here. And let's scoop it up. Let's scoop it up. There we go. We got ourselves a drum.
This is a 1.7 freshwater drum. He's sad right now because he got caught, but he's going back because he's too big to use for bait, and I have bait anyway, so freshwater drum. That there was a key reason I hate to use the net, because the string and the hook a lot of times gets tangled in my net and I have to cut it. If it's a catfish, sometimes I'll try to untangle it for like 20 seconds. If it's another fish, I generally will not. And that's because catfish are air breathers and they can actually survive a lot longer out of the water. In fact, a flathead catfish, as long as you keep its skin moist, will probably survive just as long outside of water as in a low oxygen water environment. So yeah. Just a fun fact, catfish can stay a little bit longer out of water, whereas other fish can't quite stay as long. So air-breathing fish include catfish, carp, eels, and other fish. So just keep that in mind when you're dealing with fish. Guys, I think I got another fish. The line is tugging. Oh yeah, that's a fish. Fish feels stronger than a drum. Oh, I see it surfacing. I think it's a carp. Yep, guys, it's a common carp. Let me go down so I don't have to pull it up as much. I'm not going to use the net this time, because if I use the net, it might just get tangled again. But yeah, it's a common carp. It's a common carp. Right here, it's easier to step down. A common carp. It's not a big one, though, but nice. A common carp. Common carp here. Yep, they do exist here. A common carp. Look at this. A common carp. Not more than 10 minutes later, worms are catching everything once again. Common carp. All right, guys, let's let the little carp go. It's not a big carp. Got a lot of growing to do. See a carp? Oh, swam off like a champ. The worms have gotten my only hits of the day. So essentially, I have all 3 rods out now. One with cut bait, one with corn, and one with worms. Since there was carp in this there's carp in the lake, or this spillway thing. Got to get some corn out there, and we'll see if any drum or anything hits the worms. The worms are a little close to the shore, so we could get a sunfish hit, but I'm hoping for a bigger fish. See if I got something on the smaller rod. Yep, got a fish. That's a fish. That is a fish. It's a worm, so it might be a carp or a drum. It's a carp. It's another carp. No, it's a drum. It's another drum. It's another freshwater drum. Plenty of these drum buds here. Smaller than the other one, I think. A little bit smaller than the other one. But it's another one of these drums. Freshwater drums. Looks like there's a lot of drums here. Alright, it's about the same size. I wonder if it's the same one, because I did let that other one go. Alright, this one's not going to get tangled. Freshwater drum. We moved fully to the other side of the road. That other side wasn't producing anything besides drums. And basically just donating my worms to the drums. I don't really like catching drums all that much because they don't really give much of a fight. But yeah, let's see if we can get anything in this calmer pool right here. Just gonna cast out and see what we can get. All right, I got a fish. Got a fish. I think it's a largemouth. Yep, got a fish. It's a largemouth bass. Largemouth bass. Knew these suckers were in here. Knew these suckers in here. I've hooked much larger bass, but might be the first one I brought up. Largemouth bass. Not bad at all. Largemouth bass. A small largemouth bass. Hooked much bigger ones in here, so let's see if we can get more largemouth bass. Largemouth bass. It's time to let this little guy go. Been out of the water for about a minute. Not too bad, not too bad. There you go, largemouth bass. Oh, swam off, swam off. Let's keep jigging and moving along the side while we jig. Because bass seem to be biting today. Bass do seem to be biting today in the river. Oh, another one, another one. Bass are biting good today. Bass are biting good today. Bass are biting good today. Oh, they're they're very lively, very lively. About the same size. Another largemouth. Another largemouth. Probably a good snack for a big pike, but can't use LMBs as bait. So there we go. And plus these are way below the limit. So another largemouth bass. All right, another bass. Another bass. Here we go. See ya, bass. Oh, swimming off. This is what I'm using to catch the bass. Just a little minnowy thing with a spinner attached. So this is what's catching the largemouth bass. Getting pretty good bites and hookups.
Gonna toss this out on the front edge where the rushing water meets the calm water. That's usually a pretty good place for fish. Reel back a little slower, well, a little faster because there's a lot of weeds in there and I don't want to catch the weeds. But yeah, gonna toss this out again. Just do this a couple of times till we get a bass. Hopefully I get a smallie, but wouldn't be bad if I got another largemouth. See what we can get. Oh, it hit. Yeah. There we go. There's that bass. It's another largemouth. Wonder why I haven't gotten the smallmouth. They're all about the same size. They're striking the bait really well. So if you want to catch these small bass, there you go. Good thing this one is easy to remove. We're just going to remove this. See a bass.
I think I got a small fish under the bobber. It feels a lot heavier than just the bobber. And yeah, there's definitely a fish under there. I don't know what fish it is, but there's definitely a fish under there. Probably not the size I want though. There's definitely a fish under there. It's oh, it's actually a bullhead, I think. Yeah, it's a bullhead. The bullhead ate the worm. Interesting. A bullhead catfish that actually ate my worm. That thing that took my bait, it's a bullhead catfish. I think this is a black bullhead. It's either that or a yellow bullhead. Or whatever, it's black barbels, I think, so it's a black bullhead. Anyways, I'm gonna let this guy go, even though he stole my bait. All right, bullhead, you get to go, because you're a bullhead.
That was a decent day at Stoughton. I didn't catch the big fish I wanted to. I know there's catfish in there, but I've been there a couple of times over the summer, and I caught like catfish one of those like 4 times I was there. The rest of the time, bottom fishing, I didn't really catch anything using like hot dog, cut bait, or whatever. So there's catfish in there, but there's not that many in there at Stoughton. And I know there's bass and pike and other stuff in there too. But today we caught 4 species: bullhead, drum, bass, and carp. Not too bad. That is kind of a sample of what's in there. There's also some smallies on the stream side, but I didn't catch any today. But that was pretty fun. Stoughton Spillway. It's not a bad spillway if you live locally, but there are other better spillways definitely to go to if you want to fish. The mill pond is the same story. There's fish in there, but there's not as many fish as I would want in the mill pond. So that is Stoughton. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. And hey, I'll leave the links to my Instagram and also my Fishbrain app username, so you can follow me. I have the exact locations where I catch all my fish. So if you're wondering where to fish and what kind of fish that are around southern Wisconsin, I have a pretty good catalog. So thank you and have a nice day.